So everyone rolling in, I will unmute all of us so we can, you muted yourself. um, Christy, you have to press the mute button on your screen because, yeah,
Beautiful.
yep, it's
Okay.
perfect. Okay, we can go. That was fun.
Okay. That was a bit crazy. All
Yes.
right. Can we see Corinne's screen desktop?
Yep, I can put Karenza on the screen. So here we have Karenza. Oh my God, that will be such a
Okay.
big success for this. And we have Iveta in the house. We have this organized cracker. We have, oh my God, comments are going so crazy. We have Jean. We have Karen. Thank you, Karen. For your help earlier. We have Eileen. I hope I pronounced it well. Um, we have Terry, Wood, Butterfly. Oh my God, so many people. Okay, everyone are rolling in. So, Karenza, what's your plan for today?
Okay, so I'm so excited to be here.
I'm going to around your side. We need to do something with that camera.
I, is that better or worse? Okay, so when I was asked to do this live, I was so honoured. And the funny thing was, I was actually reading an article about what's actually going on at the moment. So I believe things happen for a reason. So what I'm actually going to do with Christy today, we're going to actually combine, because it's quite a large project, because I just don't know how to do small projects. So what I have actually pre-done, and we will be adding to, is I've actually made an steampunk apron. So it's quite large. So I've got it folded in half at the moment. So I think we're going to get the whole lot on screen. And what Christy will be working on is actually a pocket that goes onto it. We'll be attaching on, and I'll be working on a mobile phone pocket. The reason why I wanted to do the apron and the choices that I've made are because I wanted clocks, because it's time for change. I wanted to use the books because information will unite us. And also the apron to symbolize for all of the women that are going through this at the moment.
Wow.
So I'm going to fold up the apron and put it out of the way. So what I will actually show you exactly how I made all of these sections, and then we'll go back and forth between myself and Christy. Put that aside. All right. So I have made all of the apron using stone paper, my absolute favorite. So first thing we're going to do is just to glue down our rice paper to here, and that will come into our pocket. All right, so I will get the glue, and it's actually a very quick and easy project to do.
Quick and easy.
So,
come on, making the apron
technical.
like that would take me ages.
So
I'm such a
I'm just going
snail
to
tracker.
glue this down. I'm sure you've all seen how to actually glue things down. So Chrissy, do you want to actually show them what you're doing on the pocket? The internet.
Christy, I'm afraid that she lost the internet because I lost her in studio. I don't know if you can hear me.
I will just
Yes,
keep
you can.
gluing. Chrissy just needs to reconnect. So Get to watch the exciting part of me gluing.
Okay, we have Christy again. So wait,
Rice paper down.
I will add you, but I have to like also mute the sound for Karenza for 1 second.
I'm just going to dry this off.
So now we will have Christy on the screen. No, Karenza. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Sorry for the confusion. Okay, we have ton of comments already because I was looking at that apron and that is just amazing. And the size of the project is amazing.
It'd be nice if it was instant. Oh, thank you. I like to make things that have a purpose.
I completely agree. I also like to make stuff that have some kind of purpose and there is a thought behind them. I would not dare to make apron live because it would take me
get your
couple
donations
months.
in for anybody who has made.
We actually,
and I will even custom fit it to what size you need.
Wow, that's awesome and that's very generous.
Over to Christy.
It will add
boring. It is, but we need to seal it because we want this to actually be a usable steampunk apron. That is why I've actually done it in the stone paper and with the rice paper, and I am thoroughly sealing everything. So with things that you're actually going to use, you need to seal them at least 3 times, and that way
okay, so I think that girls have a slight issue with hearing me from some kind of reason. Something is wrong, definitely wrong with the StreamYard, but we will move on with whatever we have. I have no idea how and why it happened. Okay.
So keep count for me, everybody, because sometimes I lose count and it might end up with 4 or 5. But, you know, every layer makes it stronger, so no big deal.
So I think that
Except
now
you end up going through a lot of glue. But
we had a little sound issue. I think I sorted out right now.
So I'm pretty sure this is number 2. And as you can see, I'm not a neat crafter, but I will clean that up when I finish gluing. So I think you've got better things to do than watch me clean up all the glue. All right, so I think what we're going to do, because we're just having a few technical issues with Christy's phone, is because she's actually sitting right here next to me, what we might do is just swap seats for a little while. So I'm just going to continue just doing the extra layers of glue, and then we'll swap back when I'm doing something a little bit more exciting.
That's perfect. Karenza, can you say
All
what
right,
kind
so
of
we will do this.
sealant
I will
are
take
you
my little
using?
project with me. Okay, and we will swap over. Christy,
No, she doesn't hear me.
take my glue with me. Oops. Okay. Just as well we're together.
Okay, girls are swapping spots.
It's okay. Now we've got both. Yeah. And we were in the middle of swapping, and now we're like, okay.
Okay.
So we
So
just
now
do a
we
little
have
dance
both
in
of you.
between. Hi. Okay.
And can you hear me
Take
now?
the floor, Christy. All yours.
Yes. It
Okay,
seems that
that's
the Wi-Fi
perfect.
was dropping out on my phone,
Yeah.
but not Karenza's.
Yes, somehow
So,
you couldn't hear me. I was having, I was reading your comments and praising the apron. Okay, we are sorted. We are fine. That's good.
Sorry,
we've
guys.
got the laptop set up between us, and we can see the comments coming through.
Okay.
So we were with you, but we weren't.
Okay.
So anyway, so my part of the project today is to work on the apron pocket. So I'm just going to tilt down and explain what I've done. So with the apron being noisy, I wanted to create something to calm it down on the front. So going with the stone paper again, I went and is going to be the basis for a small composition that I'm going to put on the top there. And I actually pre-stuck down and painted what we were going to use. I know that when I watch lives, the sound of the heat tool and waiting for glue to dry drives me insane. So I'm not sure if you guys are on the same page as me, but I thought we could just talk through what I've done rather than watch me put it together. So with this, I've actually created a base of just corrugated cardboard. And this I actually got from some packaging that came through the post. So I saw that and I thought, wow, I love the texture of that and I love the thinness. It's very soft, so I knew that I could use it as a substrate for something fantastic in the future. And today's the day. So then, to create more texture, I cut off parts of lace and fibre, and then I put them on top, right here, so that when I paint over it later, you can see all those elements come through. I don't know if any of you know anything about me, but I'm the chipboard queen. So I love building my compositions out of using, I think in Europe you guys call it grey board, but here in Sydney we call it chipboard. So I have layers and layers of cogs there that I had in my stash. And I have built them up from wide through to a high point, and I've tried to focus it moving up towards the center. So I'm going to actually use this little piece as my focal point later down the track, and that will sit on the top there. And then all together, we'll have that sitting on our little apron pocket there. So even though it's coming down the front of the apron, it will still have a little bit of zing to go with it. So now I'm going to get on with the job of actually colouring this all in. So what I want to do first is I want to put some texture in the background. I'm going to use a stencil. And I'm going to use some black modelling paste. I think using black modelling paste means that I have one less opportunity to add colour. And I think black speaks for itself. It's got a really nice defining quality to it. And I think that's all I'm going to need on this. So I'm just going to use my knife. Cut it down. Funny story, Lorenza hates using modelling paste. I've often been called home from work to come over to Lorenza's house and have her go, just give me a hand with this.
No, I'm good with it now. That was like
2 years
2
before
years
lockdown.
before
I've had
lockdown. I've
2
had
years worth
2
of
years
practice.
worth of practice.
So now,
So
no
now,
issue
no
whatsoever.
issue
But
whatsoever.
definitely
But
in the
definitely
past,
in the
yeah.
past,
But now,
yeah. But now,
I think as well because
I
I've
think
made
as well
something
because
pretty
I've made
special
something pretty
to make
special
it so
to make it so
much easier.
much easier.
So yeah,
So
not a
yeah,
problem.
not a problem.
So yeah,
So
I'm all good now.
yeah, I'm all good now.
Girls, hold on for a second because I'm trying to sort out
All
the
right.
sounds because
All
we are
right.
sitting in the
So
same room and
I want to show
we have
you that once you put the 3 layers, it essentially becomes
like a vinyl. So you can actually use it as you would an actual vinyl because it's totally sealed, totally flexible. So absolutely love that. So you could even make some little hair bows or anything like that. That would be pretty cool. All right. So now that that's all right, I'm going to dry it a little bit drier. Just a little bit. So you just have to feel it. Yeah, it definitely needs to be 100% dry with that. All right. So just go from there.
so we lost Christy again.
Look on page 2 and turn off the internet because it would be totally if anybody. Tell them to get off. All right, so that's 100% dry now. Okay, so on the apron, what I've done is I've used some ribbon to go around my edges. So we're just going to put it around there and fold it under. So I have used some score tape, which I find is perfect for this. So I don't really measure. I'm more of a, just put it up against it, and then so far it's worked out for me, but one day it won't, and it'll probably be something really major when that happens. All right, and that's the same for there. So I always do just a tiny bit longer so that, you know, if I have to trim it, that's fine. So we're just going to do 2 edges here, and then we will do the bottom. Okay, great. Christy's back. So that's okay. They'll all be mad with her, not with me, for kicking them off the internet. I don't know how you guys were during the main lockdown, but because everybody was just constantly online, and it was like, so poor mum was last in line, but then you have to think, do you want to listen to them whinge because they've got no internet? And you go, yeah. So I think that's probably why I started doing my crafting and stuff late at night. Because then I had free reign to internet, to everything. I could watch my YouTube crafting. Yeah, and here we are out of lockdown, and I'm still in that pattern. But
all good. All right, so I will just quickly put one on to show you, and then we can go back to Christy while I do the others. Okay, so, and you always need to burnish really well. And with this tape, it's not going anywhere. It's definitely the strongest one that I found. All right, now I just peel back one side at a time. And even though it looks like I'm throwing my rubbish on the floor, I'm actually not. I actually have bins either side of me. I remember one lady freaking out because she thought, why are you throwing everything on the floor? No. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm actually folding it in half so that we've got our little pocket to put our phone in. So because the tape, you've got the two strips, it gives you a dividing line down the middle, so it makes it much easier so you know where you're going to actually place it. So we're just going up, and it's actually easier to turn it over so you can see, and just run that up that line. Okay, and then again we just want to use our burnishing tool, really push that down so we've got a nice neat edge there. Then make sure to fold that up, get that unstuck because we don't need that now, and then I can trim off the excess here. Okay, am I still on camera? Yep.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so up. All right, trim it off. Okay, pull the strip. Okay, fold that down. That down. Then just going to finish that down. All right, so we've got that. Now with our Sharpie pen, where is my Sharpie pen?
Okay, so now you should be able to hear me at least a
And
little bit.
a ruler.
Nope. Okay, so I will be rude for 1 second
Of
and I
course,
will
yes,
mute
never fair.
Karenza. So guys, we have a slight technical difficulties. I have no idea why, because everything we set up nicely. But remember that that screen is a part of the hub. We are collecting money and encouraging you to join us. We collect funds with the Ukraine Crisis Relief Fund. You will find the link in the description box, and if you scroll down, you will get a full list of all artists that are participating. I will shut up and let Karenza talk and continue putting links on the chat. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Cut away. And of course, I'm going to get one stuck in there. I did about 40 of the others and it never got stuck. But of course, because it's live, it's got to get stuck. But hey, if that's the worst, I think we can live with it. So yeah, okay. All right, so just through there, then just take our scissors and just chop off that little bit. And you can see how strong that tape is because the ribbon's not moving at all. So which means that you don't need to seal it or anything because it's strong enough and it's not going to move. Okay, then we take our brads. You can see I use a lot of, not brads, eyelets. Eyelets. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'll just pop those in. Okay, so I am just a little bit more. I'll show you this, and then we will be swapping over to Christy, and I will do exactly the same thing for the other two sides to make our pocket. All right, one more. All right, so, and you get to see how strong I'm not. All right. Ugh. Sometimes my husband will walk past my craft room and hear me groaning and think there's something wrong. No, it's just me trying to put the eyelets in. But luckily then he comes and helps me, so it's okay. So maybe I groan a bit louder when he's walking past. But shh, don't tell him that. All right, so you can see there, that's the start of the pocket. So I will do exactly the same on that side, and I'll put another one down on the bottom just for decoration. All right, Christy, do you want to show us where you're up to?
Okay. I'm painting everything black in the background right now. Been watching Karenza struggle over there. It's quite amusing. So,
Remember, I'm right next to you.
it's all right with a grip like that. I think I'm safe. So I'm just trying to take all the noise out of the background. I'm going to dry brush color over the top of this once it's all painted black. I wanted it white so that I can show you what we were doing, because I think if I had held it up to the camera and it was all black, nobody would have been able to clearly see what was going on underneath until the end, and that's never fun. You always want to know like the steps and layers involved when we create. So yes, so I can see on some of the comments here, somebody's asked what sealant Karenza uses. So Karenza, what do you use to seal your product?
Okay, what I'm actually using today is I found a really good PVA glue that I basically just use that and I water it down. So 2 parts glue to 1 part PVA, and I use an actual paint stirrer. So you do have to really mix it probably for about 3 minutes. But once it's mixed, it's beautiful, and I keep it in those jars with the lids, and it lasts for months and months. I've just found that it works beautifully with the rice paper, and so for me, because of the amount that I do, it just works out really economical. But you could use any mixed media glue that you have on hand. You will just need to water it down. Sometimes it's just experimenting and see how you go, because different countries, we all have different climates. So where we are in Sydney, Australia, we get the extremes, so we can sometimes get up to 50 degrees. Not sure what that is the rest of the world. And then during winter we can then come down to below 10. So it really comes down to what climate you're in. So I just say just experiment and see what works. Don't experiment on something important, but just sit one day and play and see what you like for your climate and for your project. I hope that helps. Sometimes because you've been using that one for so long, you just think, oh yeah, it's just this. Yeah, so, and again, different countries, different things are available. So there's no point me kind of saying, well, I use this brand, blah, 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 and then you can't get it. So yeah, just experiment. That's what crafting's about, isn't it? And, you know, there's no mistakes, just happy accidents or reasons to embellish, and we've got so many things to embellish with, so maybe we should be making mistakes on purpose.
I found that when I was watching a tutorial
and they referenced yes paste. Now, I'm sure most people listening can access yes paste or yes glue pretty readily, but when I did my Google searches here, I realized that it was an overseas brand only. So by the time I managed to track down a pot and realized how it functioned, I really didn't need to use it at all. Has anybody else used yes paste or yes glue before? Well, there you go. So curiosity was
super special. Do I need it?
no, I don't think we need it. I think we've got our own hacks down here. But you're very right when you say that what we can get down here is very different. Like the Australian market relies heavily on imports, and I think product moves a lot easier around Europe and the United States than what it does down here. So I've just given it a quick coat of black. I haven't been too thorough. What I do with my black though is I water it down. I find it useful, especially when you're trying to get into fabric and cracks, if it's a little bit watery, and then you can always go over it again with a second coat. So you'll still see that there's a lot of white in the background there, but I'm going to leave that in there because when I dry brush that other stuff on there later, if it's all black, it means I have to dig my brush in, and I ruin more brushes that way. So I'm kind of
my brushes. Love you, Christy.
You're right.
That's what friends are for, isn't it? Sharing products.
Absolutely.
See, that's why you don't need to buy yes paste. If I
because you've got it.
Borrow it.
Well, Christy, I expect to see what this yes paste actually is, and if yes, it's worth it. Because how much would it cost you postage to Australia? Because that's always the killer. So did you feel it was worthwhile?
No. I think we could have substituted with some we had.
Okay. No problem. All right. Well, maybe I'm not in such a hurry then.
Yeah.
I found something that absolutely works for me. So, yep.
So we're very lucky at the moment. We've had torrential rain in Sydney.
Oh, can I please tell you what happened to me last night / this morning? So I'm definitely a nighttime crafter. So I was up watching all of the streams, and so just finished watching Belinda and Tamar's first one. And so I was just finishing off, and it was about 2:10 Australia time. And suddenly my entire craft room went totally black, lost total power. Now, my craft room is not in my house. You have to go outside down the back. It's a total separate studio. So I can't see well at the best of times. So plunging me into total darkness. And it was a matter of I'm saying to myself, all right, I just want to finish this last little bit and then I'll go to bed. Right, so imagine this. Here's me trying to feel my way around, and one day you'll get to see the layout of my craft room and just how much stuff is in here. Blind as anything, trying to find my way to the door, because of course I'm sitting at the furthest point from that door, down the back stairs, then around, and then I have to go up into my house, which it also is in total darkness, whereas normally there's about 6 outside lights that are on to guide me. And then I had to fumble my way inside, not trip over my cat, who was freaking over because it was total darkness. And luckily, my husband's snoring was loud enough that I was able to follow the noise to make my way to the bedroom, to then scare the bejeebers out of him and inform him that I had no power and he needed to do something about it. And I forgot to mention, we were in the middle of a torrential thunderstorm. So that was my early morning, but here we are, all good now, and the sun is shining, of course. All right, continue, Christy. I just thought I'd share my little drama. Well, not so much a drama. Hey, I survived. I didn't fall over, so that in itself is a miracle. It really is.
I don't know. I think the older we get, the clumsier we get.
Shh, shh. We don't talk about age. We have a deal, remember? Christy's obviously younger than me. Because only somebody younger would comment that.
What am I, recent issue? Jeez. Sorry. Okay. Hey, back to my little pocket here. So it's all painted black now. And Corinne's has kindly let her Tim Holtz mat. So I'm going to pour paint all over it now and pull out all my brushes and start bringing
I gave
up
you a
some colour.
separate mat for your palette. You've got 2 Tim Holtz mats there. I went to all that trouble, Christy. I don't know.
Oh, too true.
No.
Spoiled I am.
You are. I gave you a separate one because I'm the spoilt one. I actually have 6 of the large mats and 2 of the small ones because for some reason I can't work on one project at a time. I need to work on 6.
That's my screensaver at the moment, is that it's not just mess, it's crafty, it's ideas laying around. So I showed my husband that and he still thought it was just mess.
It's less time we're bugging them, hey? We can go be creative.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes I think he thinks my craft room has precedence over him. It's a big boy. He'll find something to do to occupy himself. Okay, so on with the process of starting to build up some colour on that back background. This is the fun part.
So I'll just let you know, I can't hear any of the chat, anything. So if I'm a bit off skew, you'll know why.
Yeah, I think when my phone dropped out, I lost Olga in the background too. And Belinda's put in the comments that she's aware that we can't hear them. But
okay, great.
Yeah, I think it's just lucky we can entertain each other.
Always. Always. So, but the problem is that normally when we're together, we have all these plans, we're going to do all this, and we spend more time chatting and trust me, laughing. My husband inside the house, and as I said, the craft room is separate to the house. He goes, oh no, the banshees, because he thinks that we sound like banshees and hyenas when we start laughing. And he's going, what was so funny? And I went, oh, I don't know, everything. There was always something, but you know, I've always thought that craft time should be fun. It is honestly therapy. And if you're not enjoying it, well, you're doing something wrong. Or Chrissy hasn't done something funny enough to tell me that way. So maybe you need to up your game. No.
Up my game. Yeah, that's it.
Or that stress with your actual job. But, you know, lucky me, I just get to craft every day and from my craft room and go, how was work, Christy?
I'm actually being very well behaved today. I'm trying to moderate so that I don't take control of the chat and it's just me that they're listening to. So I'm I'm enjoying listening to your voice for a change.
My high-pitched voice. It's always funny when you hear yourself for the first time on camera, isn't it? And you're like, do I really sound like that? And then I try to be a bit deeper, but I can't keep it up, and that doesn't sound any better anyway, does it? And me trying to do an accent. 2 words, that's it. Then suddenly I'm off somewhere else. So please don't ever ask me to do that, unless you really need a laugh. But no. You still painting black over there?
No, I have started to dry brush some colour into it. So I don't know if everybody can see, but I'm starting to put some browns in there now, and I'll keep building up the darkest colours to the lightest colours so that it sits nicely on that little background there, and then we'll keep going.
Alright. So it looks like we've got about 20 minutes left. Yeah. So get that colour on there, woman.
Thanks. You know, I struggle with time frames.
Could you imagine, guys, if we were starting this right from the beginning? Yes. So far I've made a pocket. But it's all, the process is all exactly the same. Oh, and look what I have just done. I've stuck it on the wrong end. See, I was too busy laughing at Christy. All right, never mind. So, guys, I really meant to do this intentionally. If you stick it on the wrong end, well, then we just rip it off and we put it on the other end. You know, no big deal.
What were you talking about before? Happy accidents?
Exactly. You know, teaching's all about, you know, teaching them what to do if you stuff up. You're welcome. And just as well, I've got plenty of that ribbon. All right, so I'll just pull that off. No problem. Never happened. Shh, didn't happen. Oh, damn, it's live. We can't even edit that out. Oh. All right, let me look for. All right, and the funny thing is I chose it with that strip so I'd remember that's the top. Okay, we'll start this again. I'm just going to put that down the bottom. So look at that, Christy, you got some even more time while I redo this.
Oh,
but, just as well, I love doing it. Hey.
You know, absolutely right. With me struggling with those time frames, if we had done this from the beginning, oh my goodness. I don't know. How does everybody else feel about seeing something that I prepared earlier and then continuing through?
Because hopefully you will actually get to see the finished project. Because, you know, don't have much more to go on this pocket, and I can attach it onto the front of the apron. No, all good. Obviously, we want Christy to do what she does best, and she does amazing work. So at the end of the day, we want a wonderful finished project so that whoever wins it will be happy. So get your donations in so that you can go into the running to win, obviously, not only our apron. There's so many amazing projects that have been made live that anybody would be happy to win any of them. I forgot to ask, is that open to us as well for when we put in a donation, that we can actually go into the running? No, of course we can do that. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. So that's a matter of going onto the online auction with that. But I meant with, you know, once we put our donation in, do we get? Because I would definitely like to be in the running for And I'll tell you if that's possible, and if, funnily enough, I win the apron back, then I will donate it back. Because guess what? I can make another one. So, all right. So we're almost back to where I was before I discovered I had put it on the wrong way. Okay, what are you doing, Christy?
Me, I have done some dry brushing on the background there. I'm just going to let it dry naturally and put a lighter colour on there just to bring out the rest of the highlights. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of metallics on there too. So I just wanted to work on my little flower at this stage of the game. So I'm going to go back to my black and paint that. And then get that ready.
Okay, I'm just burnishing this down really, really well. All right, so, ow, yay! Have a little pocket now with the actual hole. So because my hands are sticky, but there we go. So we've got our little actual pocket now. I would slide my phone in to show you that the phone fits inside, but funnily enough, that's what we're actually streaming from. So later when I put up some pictures as well, I'll actually take some photos so you can see it with the actual phone fitting inside. So guys, I want to ask you a question. So because we're actually attaching this pocket and it's a mobile phone pocket, would you prefer to have a mobile phone pocket on the outside of your apron, or would you prefer to have one on the inside of your apron? Let me know in the comments, and whoever gets the most, whichever gets the most votes, that's where I will attach it and show you how to do that. So if somebody can keep an eye on the comments, because I can't see the comments. So again, I'm just centering. These ones are purely just decorative. So what are we at?
Somebody was saying, Creative Treasure was saying that her birthday is in August, just saying. Nicole said hello. Creative Treasure says inside, outside for quick access from 8 Kiwi Girl. Priscilla says outside. Jean says outside.
I think it depends on how big your boobs are, doesn't it? You know, you got all these women that use their bra to keep their mobile phone. So I was thinking, you know, if it's on the inside, is that easier access inside? Or, but all right. So what's the tally at? Where are we at?
I'm actually thinking that it goes on the outside at this stage.
On the outside. Okay.
Sorry, Creative Treasures.
Oh, you know, I'm always trying to do something a little bit different, but honestly, by the end of this, you should be able to make your own. So, Creative Treasures, you want to put it on the inside? Tag me, because I'm actually with you. But I thought I would ask, but because I thought, you know, again, I'm all about doing something different. You know, most of the time it works, sometimes maybe not, but let's face it, nobody else gets to see those ones, do they? You know? the joy of being able to, excuse my voice, design by yourself, nobody gets to see the crazy things that don't quite work out.
The ones that hit the cutting room floor.
Yeah. So we just get to pretend that everything we do is just perfect, you know, and we can knock these over in, you know, next to no time. But in saying that, did knock that apron over in about 4 hours total. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, what a stellar effort. I can't believe the way that, like, the time frames I struggle with, you thrive in. The amount of projects that you've made on short notice or custom designs for some of, you know, the girls that come and craft with you. It's just phenomenal. Like, you blow everybody's mind with not just your vision, but
Oh,
the way
shucks.
you can.
Don't, Christy, don't make me cry now.
Hats.
Oh, what a beautiful thing to say. Thank you so much. I love seeing... I love creating. I've always loved creating. I think that's why I've gone through, you know, from China painting to folk art to doing pottery to doing lace through pottery. What else have I done? What else is there that there's been done? Folk art, I said folk art,
the hobby
ceramics.
text,
The only thing that I haven't actually got into, and I think it's, you know, probably because it's the same time as doing this, and I just love creating things and solving problems. So guys, if there's anything that you're having trouble with, I love a challenge.
Storage solutions,
yep.
kitchen solutions, office solutions.
Having problems with your husband? No, only kidding. Only kidding. Only kidding. How would I know? Clearly, I spend far too much time in here. All right, guys, we got 10 minutes. How are you going, Christy?
Oh, yeah, getting there.
All right,
Here we go. It dropped out again, so let's just have another go.
Oh. See, I'm running out now. That my grunts are getting louder.
Can you hear on your phone? You should turn your volume up.
It's on full. I've got nothing. I've got no audio whatsoever. So I wonder if they can hear us. Can they hear us? Should we keep talking like they can hear us? Or
Okay, looks like we're back.
okay, sorry about that, guys. So again, Sydney has been having for the last 10 days, and I think we still have another week or so of it, extreme flooding, evacuations, and as I said, the thunderstorm and we were having last night was so loud. I'm going to have to go back and watch everybody's lives, because although I had my phone on 100% volume, I could hear nothing. So I was just watching with no audio whatsoever. So I'm sure you were all very entertaining, and I look forward to going back and actually listening. So, all right, so I've got this last one on now. All right, so I thought I would just add. So all I've done here is put the rice paper onto the stone paper, just again with the watered down PVA glue. And I've just done that and then sealed that as well. So all we're going to do, I'm going to just trim that. I don't like white edges, so I'm just going to trim that a little bit. And
Okay, so I have gone through and I've dry brushed my colours in there. I've added a little bit of green wax on there just to give it a bit of a patina feel. I went and painted my little flower. See, I painted it black and then I painted it blue, and then I've dry brushed the brown onto it as well. I really enjoy the dry brushing. It gives me a great vintage feel to all my projects, and I struggle with vintage. It's been done over and over again, so trying to find new ways to make things look old, I find exciting. So this is what I've discovered
as well, and I'm going to work my little blue flower onto my little apron there. So
just going to grab what colour. Actually, I'm just going to put a little bit of this one. Just again, getting rid of those white edges. I think I'm probably getting more ink on me than on the edges, but that's part of the fun, isn't it? You haven't actually been crafting unless you go upstairs covered in paint, ink, gesso, and it's all over your face. I had to do a quick dash to the school to pick up my youngest, and didn't realize until I got home that I went to the school wearing my apron, gesso, ink, paint, everything, face, arms, a lot of it. I just thought, you know, the woman was giving me a puzzled look because, you know, she hadn't met me before and, you know, COVID and all the rest of it. Yeah, no. But oh well. All right, so I am just going to use a little bit of score tape and stick that to the back. I don't want this to be dimensional because I don't want anything getting caught because of we're putting it on the outside. I don't want when you're actually working, because this is actually a functioning apron that you can wear. So imagine if you won this and wore this to your local craft shop. Wouldn't the other ladies be jealous? So that's reason in itself to donate so that you can win it. And then send me the photos. Because, well, I want you to send me the photos anyway, because I would love to see whoever wins it actually wearing it and not just looking at it. All right, how are we going, Christy? We have 4 minutes.
I have metallic paste under my fingernails. Does anybody else have that problem where once we get these beautiful fingernails on, they're absolutely useless for crafting?
Which is exactly why I get the sparkly metallic-y nails so that it all blends in. There's always method to my madness.
So here we go, just adding some highlights.
All right, I'm just going to, just as well no one sees the back of your work. Look how messy that is. Look at all that ink. I told you I got more on my hands than on anything. Ugh. Just as well we're doing steampunk grungy. Or maybe that's why. All right, should we put it in the middle? What do we think, guys? Do we like it in the middle, or do we like it middle or down the bottom? All right. What do we vote for, middle or down the bottom, Christy? That's probably really messing with the camera, isn't it? Probably should hold it still.
Oh, there's nothing yet. Oh, look, there's me gone again.
All right.
It's all right, you keep talking.
All right, should we middle?
You.
Okay, are we middle? Middle, guys?
Bottom.
Oh, bottom. All right, bottom it is.
Yeah.
That's a vote. Are we?
From 8 Kiwi Girl 8.
All right. Who was the one that we went against her last time because you wanted inside?
Crafty Treasures.
All right, Crafty Treasures. This is all on you. Where would you like it? Because you didn't get it on the inside, where would you like it? Are we doing down the bottom? Or we're doing in the middle?
Priscilla says middle. Crafty Treasures, where are you?
All right. Have we lost her, or does the middle,
me.
or does the middle have it? All right.
I've got one for the bottom and one for the middle.
All right. All right. Tiebreaker, Christy. Middle or bottom? Because I can't see the comments.
Crafty Treasure says, I think the middle.
Okay, the middle it is. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, done. All right. Okay, now you could, if you wanted to, because I love using this chain and we've got it everywhere else, we could even put some, I've got longer pieces, but you could actually put some chain around there as well. Would look pretty cool. All right, so what I am going to do now is attach it to the front of the apron. Do we have 2 minutes to do that? And then we will show you the finished project. Do we have 2 minutes or are we out of time? All right, so we have our pocket. So we worked it out, Christy, that it was going to go there.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so I am just going to grab the score tape and quickly put it on the back. You could also use a really heavy body glue for this as well, but because I want to be able to hold it up for you, and I may still do that afterwards, because we would hate for anything to come apart. All right, so the process that I've shown you with making this pocket is exactly how I did each of these sections. So all I did was grab one of my regular aprons and with stone paper, just piece it together over the top, and then decided, all right, I wanted to have a triangular type of funky shape. You can do any shape you want, because once you've got your basic outline of your apron, you can then cut it to whatever size papers that you've got that you want to use your designs with it, because you might want to do one with, you know, a major feature on it that is more than one of those sections. So just have fun with it and enjoy creating. Okay, so I just need my pokey tool. All right, and so I will just burnish these down. Sorry guys, that's probably messing with the camera, going up and down like that. Okay, so just need to burnish that really well.